Welcome to Vibes and Frequencies. My name's Nathan, and I speak a lot about crystals, metaphysical energy, expanding consciousness, spiritual journey, manifesting dreams, And in this video, it's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to do so in a different way than you may be used to. If this isn't your first video, you'll notice. The difference is that together in this video, we're going to be realistic. We're going to be honest and we're going to be truthful. And the benefit of this is that all those dreams, all that stuff you're working on manifesting, it's not going anywhere. Anything's possible. And you know that. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring our attention to the very problem right now that is actually keeping you from experiencing that. See, like me, you may have been drawn to all the information about how to manifest, how to bring all this incredibleness into your life. But we may have, if you're anything like me, missed a lot of the information about why that information doesn't work. If you live on the 3rd floor of an apartment building, how can you claim the contents of the apartment on the 12th floor if you don't even know where the elevator is? That's exactly what we're going to be discussing in this video. And we're going to have a breakthrough together, as long as you're willing to. As long as you're willing to step through into a more expanded version of yourself that has the real power. And if you're willing to, I mean, this is the video for you. If not, I totally understand, because I would have just clicked past this a few years ago. I wouldn't have cared. No, I would have rather heard something else. You can't get the stuff that's on the higher apartment, on the higher level of living in consciousness, while you are where you are. You have to know where the stairs is. You have to understand the elevator. You have to be able to walk out from where you are and take the actual steps. What a lot of us are trying to do is get all the way to that 11th or 12th floor without even really understanding the process by which you actually raise the height to get there, if that makes sense. Now, I want to share something with you that Socrates has said. Socrates said that the life unexamined isn't worth living. Now, that might not mean too much to you, but what I like the most about it is what Socrates went through before he made this quote. See, Socrates was seeking the truth. He was seeking joy, peace, love. He was seeking a higher consciousness expansion. And so he sought all of these gurus. He sought all of these wise politicians, people who had tons of money, people who had tons of relationships and success. And he sought these people out and he sat down and he asked them, what's the answer? And you know what he saw? He saw clearly that they were secret sufferers, that they weren't actually happy, that they didn't really know the truth. They were pretending. They had gotten so good at pretending that even they didn't quite realize it. So what we want to do today is realize that we're on the 3rd floor, all right? We're not on the 12th floor yet, guys. It's okay. I think a lot of you here are probably on a lot higher levels than I am. And thanks for tuning in and enjoying the journey. The point is, we're on the 3rd floor. It's okay. Let's admit it to ourselves. Let's accept it. Because you can't walk out of the 3rd floor and get to the 4th floor until you accept and acknowledge that you're on the 3rd floor. Otherwise, you're being insane, you're being unconscious, and you're halting your progress. So that's the first step, okay? We need to admit that we are on the 3rd floor, not the high level that we want to be on. Now, you might be able to see things that are on a higher level in your imagination. You might be able to see it in your heart. You can certainly feel and predict the future, the inner future of yourself, of who you really are, expanding, growing. So it's highly likely that you, like me, also see and understand a lot of information and what takes place on some of those higher levels of consciousness. Here's our problem, though. We understand it so much that we are walking around believing that we're on that level. when we're actually not. See, that's the problem. And this is exactly what Socrates realized. The only difference between Socrates and all these other so-called enlightened people was that he was willing to admit that he didn't really actually know. So how do you know if you really know or not? Well, for me, I'm not on that extremely high level. So I can only speak from the level I'm at, right? But that's part of the benefit of watching my videos, is I'm willing to be honest and tell you that. And so we can actually go through some real transformation here together. We can actually walk this path together and share our experiences, because you and me, we're willing to be honest. We're willing to look at the fact. And the fact of the matter is, sometimes you don't feel good. Sometimes after being up, up, up for a whole week, suddenly you go down, down, down. You're not overflowing with financial wealth. Your career, your life, your goals aren't succeeding in the way that you are trying so hard to make them. Your relationships are struggling. There's this feeling within you that something's missing. Let's be honest. Why would you be reaching for more in life if you didn't feel like there was something missing? So that's how, one of the ways that I've learned we can see that we aren't really on that high level we have convinced ourselves we are. Like the people Socrates spoke to, and it's not our fault, it's just unconsciousness. It's just we didn't realize. It's okay, we're not bad people. It's just that we haven't realized. And just like those people that Socrates spoke to, we've become very good at smiling for other people, having fun here and there, putting on a good show, walking around, affirming our dreams to ourselves, affirming our desires, affirming that our manifestations are coming. We've gotten really good at the meditating. We've gotten really good at listening to that information we read from those books. But if you were really on that higher level, things would be different. Maybe not different in the way you think. And you want to know why I haven't really shared any concrete information with you of how you can actually get to the next level? There's two very honest reasons for it. Number one, I'm not you on this individual level of your own life experience. I'd have to actually be your friend in person and see you and experience you. And I'd be honest with you, because that's the people I like to surround myself with. They're people who are honest, because I want to be on a true expansion path. I want to hang out with people who are honest and aren't really lying to each other or lying to themselves, you know? And the second reason I'm not sharing is because I don't know. I don't know. But the craziest thing, that every time I admit that I don't know, I'm suddenly further along. I'm suddenly closer to that stair. I'm suddenly closer to that elevator. Because when you don't know, you're getting out of your own way. I'm learning that the part of us that does all this stuff to try to make these changes in our lives is the part of us that's confused. We're so busy looking ahead, looking at where we want to be. And that's a big strength to us, because we believe in ourselves. We know that magic of life is real. We know that anything's possible. We know that we're a powerful being, and we can see it and we can feel it. You could think about it, but thinking about it, feeling it, and seeing it in your mind and imagination is not the same thing as actually living it. It's the difference between being really hungry when you're out here on a hike and imagining eating a sandwich versus actually having a sandwich in your hand and eating it. One is imagined happiness. The other is a true fulfillment. So I want to be honest with my whole community here and just be totally straight up. I am now walking the path of honest fulfillment. That doesn't mean I'm happy all the time. It doesn't mean I'm super, super high. To be honest, I experienced so much crazy highs for the last 3 years in my journey, but I'm not interested in being high anymore. It doesn't mean anything. It just is, it's pointless to me. I don't want to be high. want to be free. I want to be free. That's the path I'm walking. And if you're here and you're still watching this video, there's got to be something in it that's resonating with you. Because let's just be honest, I'm not waving any exciting crystals around. I'm not telling you how you're going to get all this stuff for yourself. I'm just telling you straight up that I don't know and you don't know. And if you did, then you'd be eating the sandwich, not imagining it, right? So here's the most incredible thing. By admitting that we don't know, and by seeing that we aren't actually on the super high level that we've been imagining ourselves to be, you can begin to allow the actual steps to come to you. Now, many people speak about God, the universe, consciousness, the one. Everybody's got a different word. We're talking about the same thing. We're just kind of chewing on it differently. We're just kind of presenting it differently. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to call it God. The forces of life. It's the true nature of all that is. So God is speaking to you very clearly, always. God is always reaching a hand out to you. Seriously. But you won't be able to take God's hand. You won't be able to let God lift you up like God is trying to do for all of us, no matter who you are, no matter what mistakes you've made in your past. God is unconditional. God is here for all of us. God wants to lift you up. God wants to help you. But you can't get that help until you admit that you need it. Because once you admit you need it, that's when you're ready for it. For everyone out there that's too busy knowing everything and being a know-it-all, you're putting up a wall and you're creating a separation between you and God. The problem is we think too much. We know too much. We're so busy pretending that we're enlightened. We're so busy pretending that we have all the answers. We aren't here actually allowing them to come. And they do come for anyone who's persistent enough to be honest, for anyone who's persistent enough to keep going. And it's the best statement and honest admittance I've ever had. I really don't know. If you come here looking for the answers, I don't think that you'll find them here. What you'll find is an honest person. What you'll find is someone who's ready to be honest and truthful and ready to really share some of the things that have really held me back. And I can only share that because I've been willing to see it. People get so connected to their spiritual realizations that they obsessively attach themselves to it and don't even realize. Some people become so attached to non-attachment. Some people wake up in the morning. This happened to me for a few days. I woke up as an enlightened, awake person, ready to recognize people to give to. I woke up like that for a few days, and then I was dying laughing. Because it's not that you're supposed to wake up as someone who gives. It's not that you're supposed to wake up as someone who's this or that. If you can really be willing to let yourself die and be no one, you will feel the force and God that I'm speaking about. You'll feel it. It's very clear. But only when you're no one can you really recognize it. And we've been so busy trying to be somebody, right? We've been so busy trying to be someone. I'm trying to be a bigger YouTuber. I'm trying to grow my business. I want to bring a child into this world. I want to get my business to the place I can do that, right? You guys are busy being someone too. And even for a few days, I was busy being someone who was being no one and was only going out and giving to others. And it's this huge comedy. But it's when you finally surrender and you let go and you go, and you look at what it is actually, free from your beliefs, free from your projection, free from your identity. Holy crap, it's a completely different world. It's a completely different world. It's the same world, but suddenly you're actually seeing it rather than your idea of what it is in front of your face. I don't know if being with God, the way that I'm speaking about in this video, is going to bring the money, is going to bring a viral YouTube channel. I don't know if it's going to bring the ability to have a child. I don't know what is going to come from it. For all I know, I could end up being completely broke and living on the street from giving everything I am to God. I don't know. But I'm not worried about it because I'm more rich and wealthy being connected to God than I was when I was making a lot of money. There was a few months where my channel went viral, my store went viral, and I'll leave it at this. I made a lot of money and I still feel more rich, even though I'm paycheck to paycheck right now. Even though I still owe some people money, it doesn't matter to me because I'm here and I love my life and I'm actually living it. Rather than trying to change my life, I'm actually living my life. And I'm more wealthy than I've ever been. And so I honestly can't tell you if aligning with what I'm talking about will get you to a place of having all your dreams come true. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm honestly, genuinely on this process. If all of a sudden you see my YouTube channel go viral, it's kind of interesting. Could just be coincidence. I don't know. The point is, as long as you're still worried about that, as long as you're still asking that question, you're not actually free from yourself. You can't be free to actually experience God and true wealth like Socrates realized. Can't until you're ready to say that you would rather be free than have all of your dreams come true. I'd rather be free personally. I'd rather be free than have all the money, all the fame. I'd rather be free. It doesn't mean anything. There's no true substance to it. So I don't know if you follow along in this series and go through this transformation and you expand in this way that I'm speaking about with me and we do this together. I don't know if everything that you've been asking for is going to show up in your life. But what I do know is that I can see clearly that I don't need it. And maybe what you want isn't to have a huge shit ton of money. Maybe you just want to live a life where you're not worried about money, where it doesn't have such a huge pedestal and it doesn't have so much airtime. You know? It doesn't have any airtime to me. I don't care. Sometimes I go to the store right now and I go to check out with Ruby and my card gets declined and I literally just laugh. She gets pretty pissed. I just laugh, you know. It's okay. It's okay because I really am okay. There is no external circumstance that could change the position I've discovered within myself. Nothing. The volcano could explode. I could be lit on fire. Everybody could be. It doesn't matter to me whether a crowd of people is clapping for me and cheering me on or telling me that I'm insane. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people are spreading negative rumors. It doesn't matter if people are pointing at me and saying, hey, that guy's amazing. Have you seen his videos? It really doesn't matter. Neither will affect me. Neither will have any difference on who I really am. Thanks. Much love, guys. I wonder if any of you are going through a certain kind of transformation like this too. I don't know. Everything seems pretty connected to me, especially lately. And I wonder about you guys. I wonder how you're doing. Let me know. Much love. See you for the next video.